Morayo lacks so many things that girls of her age take for granted. In her world, there is no television or video games. There are no toys or exquisite playgrounds. Potable water does not exist. She has never seen electricity at work, and as for good, motorable roads, she can't even imagine them. But these crushing lacks have not repressed Morayo's joy. Her house, like that of others within the locality, is little more than a few sticks tied together, covered with palm leaves and old corrugated metal sheets, with hardly anything that could be described as furniture. Most of the items have been salvaged from the ocean. Arguably, the difficulties associated with bringing these items from across the sea may have contributed to the indigents making do with what the environment offers them. The saying, if nature offers you lemons, make lemonade, quickly comes to mind. Morayo wakes up early in the morning, like most girls her age, but unlike them, she is focused on only one thing. Girl-child education in her community is not encouraged, and she is one of the few ones whose parents are determined to buck at the tradition and send their daughters to school. As the first daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Remember, 3-year-old Morayo could be excused if she opts to live like every other girl in the neighborhood, ignoring education and taking whatever life has to offer. But her parents are keen that her fate should be different. Morayo is from the Ewe tribe, whose footsteps lingers from beaches of Ghana, Togo, Benin Republic to Lagos, Nigeria, and continues to River State. The Ewe tribe are well known for their prowess in fishing and coconut farming. They claim that their progenitors were taught the art of coconut farming by the Portuguese seafarer Vasco da Gama when he sailed to the West African coast in 1592. Parts of this tribe found themselves within the area now known as Nigeria, hence their claim to be Nigerians. They are proud fishermen and coconut farmers. Morayo's father would have been fated for the fishing trade in the years gone by, but present realities had made him turn his back on the business of his forefathers. His occupation has still to do with the ocean as he works at the Torquay Bay beach. However, the work is periodical, and at present, he is laid off and does not know when he will be called back to work again. When he works, he is paid the equivalent of $100 a month. His siblings and cousins are still carrying on the fishing business, which is no longer as lucrative as it used to be because of the overfishing and the activities of fishing trawlers who illegally fish within the country's restricted waters.
I'm a captain. I drive speedboat, steering boats.
But for little Morayo, fishing and coconut farming holds no promise for her future. What then gives Morayo satisfaction unknown to her peers? As young as she is, Morayo seems to understand the vista of opportunities available to one who is educated, and she is determined to take the chances given with both hands.
Education. She liked reading, always listened to me. When he came back to school, from school, they give her homework, always work. She doesn't play anyhow. She play with her book every day.
Ibeshi community of the Ewe tribe boasts of a missionary school founded by Right Reverend Anglina George Friday, Bishop of Miracle Word Global Assembly, but in the shocking absence of any form of support from the government at local, state and federal levels, the school has had to endure a very difficult existence.
The Ewe people, they have many cultures. One of the cultures of the Ewe is that the Ewe, they like idol worshiping. And this oracle called Ifa is one of their gods that they serve. And Shango, but they call it Yahweh or Yahweh. The God that is called Tonda, they believe it's the supreme God. The situation here is, there has been a school here. I'm staying on this island. The first Awolowo school was situated here in 1955 thereabouts, of which our uncles attended, and we attended the same school at this coastal area. About 10 to 12 minutes trek, you will be there. But unfortunately, the school, the structure, the building collapsed, and the government is not even thinking about that place at all. It is the community people that will try our possible to build the place up and set some things in order for our children to enjoy education. Though the secondary education is across the water, of which if you want to go to secondary school, you must cross this water every day. You have to go to every grammar school. For that reason, we see that it is very important for our children to be educated. We try to start up a missionary school with the church. So when we started, it was not easy because we don't have any financial. Nobody knows whether we are alive or not. It's only God that is caring for us. It is this place that is traced that is everything for us. And when we started the school, the parents were not helping things. They thought because they said it is church, something the pastors should take care of their children and everything. Whereas the government is not giving us anything. There's no financier, there's nothing else. But we know that education is very good. Though some of the people take it voluntarily to begin to teach, they're taking small money. It closed down for the first term, second term, third term. By the fourth term now, we thank God it is a little bit established. So we see that there's need for our children to go to school to be educated, because without education, life will not go easy with them.
Morayo's parents are convinced Morayo needs a school that runs smoothly and gives superior quality education. Again, they do not want a school so nearby that the little girl will be tempted to run home at the least provocation. Therefore, the need for high-quality education takes Morayo across the water every school day. As early as 6 a.m. every school day, the parents begin to get Morayo ready for school. She gets dressed in a matter of minutes and then waits for her little cousin to also get ready. Then, led by the doting father and guarded by two playful dogs, Morayo and her cousin trudge their way through the sandy soil to a caterer's home, where other children are already filling their tummies in readiness for the day's activities. After eating, Morayo journeys down to the seashore under the watchful eyes of the two dogs which serve as her guardian angels. Then she comes face to face with the sea waves, looking around as one more boat berths at the shore. Nobody has a life jacket on, and nobody seems to care about that. Today, the ocean seems to be in calm cooperation, as it is not boiling over yet. Traversing the sea to school every day comes with its own risk. The boats are so fragile that it seems as if it would just capsize and spill the passengers into the deadly waters. And the fact that no life jacket is issued heightens the level of danger Morayo has to face to be in school daily. Boats have been known to capsize and the occupants would all drown. Any boat unlucky enough to be caught at sea during a flash storm runs the risk of having all passengers drown. But this dire thought does not cloud the placid face of Morayo as she looks forward to her day in school. Minutes later, Morayo disembarks from the boat and treks down to her school to join other pupils in the usual general assembly.
National flag.
of environment that they have. It is not that God is showing them light to know about education. Basically, from home, a child that comes from any home is the language from their home that they will use to train them. They speak their language for them, and when they come to school, they will want to do the same. They want to show that they understand at least the little thing that the teacher is teaching them. But they will not know how to say it in English. They have to say it in their language to show they understand. So it is the right of the teacher to correct them and to tell them the English words of the whatever language they have spoken. As they take care of them, they are facing a lot of challenges. I must tell you. One, we have little children here. And many times, even some of them will not want to ease themselves. They can't see, I want to ease myself. Just to go out and play. Then another challenge that we are facing is this. Many of them don't know how to say, I want to ease myself, I want to weary, I want to poo-poo. And you find that some will be there right in the class and poo-poo in their body, weary in their body. So it is our responsibility to carry them out, fetch water, wash them, even wash their uniform. So for them, at least before afternoon, they will still dress up again and still look good.
While in their respective classes, MORAYO and other pupils assimilate as much as their little minds can absorb. But there is no mistaking the fact that MORAYO is somehow aware that her future and her world depends on what transpires in this school. It is a school that has weathered the storm of frightening financial fiasco to remain relevant to both the host community and its environs.
In the area of finance, because everything I want to do is based on finance. So we need government to really help us in terms of finances. When there is finance or when there is capital, you'll be able to do every other thing that you want to do. But without capital or finance, you won't be able to do what you're supposed to do.
As the bell goes, pupils pour out in jubilant strides to associate with one another in the spirit of conviviality and camaraderie. But as soon as the bell signals the end of the break period, MORAYO happily hurries back to her class to focus more on her life's mission. Hours later, when school finally ends for the day, MORAYO faces the ordeal of going back through the sea route with a courage that underlines her inner resolve to get the best that education can give. This time, however, the turbulence of the ocean is more vigorous and volatile, but MORAYO sits in the boat without the comforting assurance of any life-saving jacket in quiet contemplation. This is the terrifying trauma the 3-year-old MORAYO has to endure, Mondays through Fridays, in search of an education that could change her life. We ask MORAYO's father why he subjects MORAYO to this excruciating experience every school day.
It's MORAYO, God gave me a girl that I was surprised. The girl is very nice. Always she wake up with her books. She want to go to school. She want to read. That is what she always does.
She liked to...
One day we got to the school and saw kids playing, but where was MORAYO? We were told she wasn't in school. What happened? Has the sea finally done the unthinkable? Was she too ill to come to school? We feared for the worst. The government neglect of the area is so far-reaching that it impacts on access to health for the indigent also. The health center located close to the school is notorious for its non-available drug syndrome, that one can only refer to it as a mere consulting clinic. The level of corruption is so endemic that the officials corner what little medicine that is supplied by the government to the health center into private hands and sell to the itinerant chemist shops that throngs the mainland. Who is to complain? So, we didn't bother going to check if MORAYO was on admission at the center, but crossed the sea towards her village. As we walked, we looked at the villagers' faces to check if they were frowning or crying. Their visages were difficult to discern. Then we heard cries in our front and looked at each other. This brave little girl, what went wrong? Then we looked and saw MORAYO happily playing with her dogs. The relief was absolute. On request, we were informed that she couldn't go to school for lack of money for her school fees. $20 is standing between her and her dreams. Her father had been unable to secure work, and the mother, with other mouths to feed, believed that the immediate need now is for food. MORAYO is the bright star of her family and the future hope of the Ibeshi community, but without quality education, this young child with immense potentials will just be another sad footnote in the sands of time.